Hey everybody, it's Christine Ernst, the Fat Ass Cancer Bitch, coming to you from the Cozy Writing Cottage here in Sandwich, Massachusetts. It is Saturday, June 13th. A gorgeous day here on Cape Cod, balmy and lushly verdant. I'll be outside later. It's been an interesting week. Highs and lows. The dumb stuff, let's start with that. The dumb stuff includes the usual craven baby men that infect every week. In the news, in the government. Oh my God, I can't even. Although the name is coming off the Kennedy Center, there's that. The craven baby men in the trucks tailgating me, in the comments every time on any platform. And also one baby man I must deal with on the regular. The poster child for baby men, I think. Central casting for aging baby man or elderly baby man. The baby man gold standard, if you will. A sauntering boomer dilettante whose glib narcissism and blatant selfishness continue to astonish me, which also astonishes me. I think I am somewhat unastonishable. But this guy just pushes the limit every time. It's astonishing. I'm going to coin the term coastal geezer just for this guy. But the good juicy stuff in the week was much more bountiful. My lovely nephew Casimir was here for a visit. Casimir, he's named for my dad. My dear dad was Casimir. Everyone called him Charlie, but his real name was Casimir. We had a sweet family supper with Kaz and Marnie and Milena and my mother and the girls, and we sang around the piano together, the newly tuned piano together. This is like my dream come true. This is like my version of successful grown-up life is all of us singing around the piano. Even Julia, who doesn't like to do that. I envision like a Von Trapp family style singing troupe and matching outfits at festival concerts, and that will never happen. It is enough that we can sing a couple of rousing choruses of Downtown in my living room after dinner. Like I can almost die happy after something like that. I can't tell you how much it means to me. The conjunction of Jupiter and Venus all week was fucking spectacular. I don't know if you saw that very bright star and that slightly less bright star close to it. A couple of nights almost kissing. That was lovely all week. I, a person with one breast over here, met with my dear friend, a woman with no breasts, and we are cooking up a project. She's a yoga teacher. I'm a writing teacher. We're going to have sort of a yoga writing monthly regular retreat sort of thing, maybe a podcast element to it. And we're going to call it 2 Women, 1 Boob, which means I have yet another magical side gig and I will need another card. This is very exciting. 2 women and 1 boob. It's going to be brilliant. I got all my tomato plants in finally, only 20 this year, and I waited so long that some of those plants already had little tomatoes on them. But they're in. Marnie and Milena got a gorgeous new car. And being a good lesbian couple, what did they get? You guessed it, a Subaru Crosstrek. It has all the bells and whistles. It was very exciting. I hammered some beautiful jewelry with some beautiful women in my studio. I'm going to do that again today. We got a fancy, super fancy, self-cleaning litter box for the cats that actually sends you a text when they poop. Because I need those alerts, of course. I need to know when the bathroom schedule, the regularity of my cat, which is how I know that last night at 6:27 p.m. a 5-pound cat spent 23 seconds doing his business in the highly rated Hasrella Mini E Automatic Cat Pro Plus. And thank God he used that and did not poop underneath the gift wrapping desk in my basement where a cat has been pooping for a couple of weeks, which is how we got this new fancy litter box in the first place. So fingers crossed that problem gets solved. And also the Dawn chorus is fucking amazing lately. I don't know if you're hearing the symphony as I am every morning. Merlin, if you don't have the Merlin app, please get it. Merlin tells me there were 13 different birds just this morning, including, of course, the demented catbird outside my window who started riffing today at exactly 4:22 a.m. But the biggest news this week is a total game changer. Drum roll, please. I think I mentioned it before in my weekly, but I am actually decreasing my full-time work hours to 4 days a week starting Monday. This news hasn't really sunk in. Now, I have wanted to make this adjustment for a really long time, as my many magical side gigs are taking up more and more time. But I finally made it official. So the 4-day work week is not a new concept, but for someone who has worked a 5-day, 45 plus hours work week since she was 19, this shift is monumental. I've done the math for my career, almost 100,000 hours worked in really nifty brick and mortar bookstores in malls, bookstores in strip malls, where I learned so much. Also worked in soulless admin offices and book distribution warehouses. Also hours worked in a wonderful open office for a think tank that helped moms and babies. Hours, so many dedicated hours in an art center where I thought I would be forever, which did not work out that way. Hours worked in yet another art center where I think I will be for the next few years if this 4 days a week thing works out. And then very briefly, 30 years ago in a tea shop, and even more briefly, 41 years ago, delivering singing telegrams. Fun fact, I delivered singing telegrams for 8 months when I was 19. Yeah, more on that later. Not to mention the 9,800 commutes totaling roughly 794,000 miles and 14,700 hours in my car. And obviously I'm doing my bit to destroy the climate because carbon footprint-wise that equals 350 metric tons of CO2, which I now need to offset by planting a forest of 5,833 seedlings and letting them grow for 10 years. But now I will have time to plant seedlings, a whole day, a whole clean, unscheduled day in my week to plant trees, a whole day to hammer in my studio, a whole day to write in this cottage, to rearrange furniture, to read cards, also to take my mother to lunch, to have a cuppa with a friend, to stare at the ocean if I want, to clean my house, to check my litter box alerts, to play my piano, to eventually babysit my grandchildren. Don't Subarus come with car seats already loaded in them? To water my tomato plants, to not deal with coastal fucking geezers, to keep things the right size, and to take better care of myself. Imagine that. Stay tuned for 20% less bullshit and 20% more joy. So, more on that obviously next week, because I haven't really fully understood that this is happening next week. It's sort of a dream come true. I hope you have a beautiful week, a gorgeous weekend. I hope you get out in this lush, verdantness. Go mow your lawn. Go flip off a coastal geezer for me, please. Or two. Take good care of yourself. You are beloved. You can come as you are. Find delight today. Maybe find 20% more delight. Or ask for it. Say, this is what I need. 20% more joy, folks. Let's do this. See you next week.